Hello internet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay or Lijo, and today we're going to be talking about how to be more straightforward and direct when you're communicating. And this was asked by one of you, and so here's a video on it. If you would like to book a session with me on this or anything related to your growth journey, you can do so below on my link to Snug. So here we go. All right, so one of the most important things here is thinking before speaking. So you don't want to just start throwing words out into the universe as a way of trying to find out what you actually want to say. And a lot of people do this. A lot of people don't think about what they actually want to say before they start talking. They use that word generation process to eventually pick out some pieces that eventually pull in some meaning to the thing that they actually want to say. And this is the verbal equivalent of throwing cake at a wall. So what is the result of this? Well, when you are verbally throwing cake at a wall because you're trying to find some of the meaning that is hidden in the cake, it's a mess. People are going to become too distracted with all of the cake that's everywhere. And what's more is if you gain a reputation as a cake thrower, I mean, it's going to be increasingly more difficult to get people to sit down in the same room as you to have a conversation because everyone's going to be on edge wondering when the cake's going to come out. They're going to be checking under the table. Is there any cake there? We have to be sure. So what's an easy way to approach thinking before speaking? Well, simply you want to ask yourself, what is the one point that I am trying to make right now? People are like goldfish. I've said it before, I will continue to say it. There is rarely an interaction in which you need to be giving more than 2 takeaway points. And to do that, you first need to go through your organization process in your head or on a piece of paper to figure out what those 2 things actually are. So let's say you had a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff up in the head cloud, and you've reduced it down to 10 things. Well, now what you want to do is look at those 10 things and say, which of these 10 things are actually similar to each other? And start pairing them up and slowly reducing down to the actual categories, the 2 most important things. And usually a lot of times you'll find out that those 2 things end up supporting one main concept together. Everything within a particular category is related. So finding that relation is a great way to help people understand the main thing that you're trying to have them go away with because you're building context around that singular point. And if by the rare chance that you actually are a CEO of a Fortune 500 company and have 10 takeaway points, you already know that you have to have an outline for such a measure. And maybe in the moment where you feel as though you need to be straightforward and direct, you actually realize by thinking about what you have to say that you really don't have a point to make right now. Maybe it's not the right time to speak right now, and that's okay. Or maybe you just need to collect your thoughts, which brings me to my next point, and that is answer when you're ready. It's perfectly okay to pause to think and to come back to an answer when you're actually ready to give one. People can wait. You can say, allow me to collect my thoughts. Let me think about that for a few minutes and get back to you. Or my absolute favorite, which is, let me marinate on that. You don't owe anybody an answer right away if you can't give the right answer right away. If you want to be straightforward and direct and you haven't taken the time to organize that information, you're just simply not ready to share it yet. I think a lot of people have this assumption that when they get asked a question, they just need to be able to respond on a dime. Maybe they just are in a conversation and they want to bring value. They just want to contribute with their own input. People want to look smart. They want to look like they know what they're talking about. However, the smartest thing you can do when communicating is knowing when you don't have the information prepared that is ready to be communicated. If you don't know where you're going, how can you lead anyone else on a straight path? How can you direct anyone else if you still don't know where you're even trying to go? So by preparing these things before, by taking time out saying, I'll get back to you on that, by collecting your thoughts, you're able to create a roadmap for a straight journey that you can walk down and guide someone else down as well. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned a little bit about communicating in a straightforward and direct manner. I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye, internet friends.